Here's another look at the history of the atom where we focus on the published works of the authors involved. One way to make your discoveries evident is to publish them, and every one of these people, with the possible exception of Democritus, did so. Starting with Democritus, we have the suggestion that the atom exists, for which the symbol is just a sphere. There was a book known as Little Cosmology that was published, not by him, but by his followers, which talked about what he was suggesting. Aristotle published Metaphysics, which suggested that atoms exist in either the solid, liquid, gaseous, or plasma state, for which he used the terms earth, air, fire, and water. Boyle suggested that atoms exist, and if you really want to discover them, you need solid evidence and you need to speak plainly. For that, he wrote a book in 1661 on a Gutenberg press that was known as The Skeptical Chemist. Lavoisier showed that mass is conserved using his double pan balance, and his book was titled Physical and Chemical Essays, published in 1776. John Dalton wrote a book called A New System of Chemical Philosophy, where among other things he showed that atoms combine in small whole numbers. Thomson discovered the electron. He did so on the radio, which is kind of cool, in 1907. And he wrote a book where he just talked about the structure of the atom. There's his plum pudding model. Rutherford wrote a publication in a scientific journal, and this is the beginning on when this is the right way to do things. This is a scientific publication here and here, and this is when journals existed. When you made a discovery, you put them in the journals. This is a process which still exists today, and we have the planetary model that he suggested, which is no longer believed to be true. Many people started getting images of the atoms during the late 1900s, including Mikhailovsky, who showed evidence for orbitals, atomic orbitals, in this case an s orbital, shown here. Leo Gross did a lot of instrumental work, and he was one of the first people to show an image of a molecule. And believe it or not, that's only taken place in the last 10 years or so. New devices are making it so that larger molecules can be shown, and even chemical reactions can be observed as they happen, using devices such as cryo-electron microscopy, for which Henderson received the Nobel Prize in 2017. So this is a look at a history of the atom from a publication perspective.